You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
If you came here to hear for fake, you are in the wrong place. We are for real around here. We keeps it real. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Are you not entertained? This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah! Game time. What's happening? Yes, sir. What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Man Talk Monday. Yes. And, oh boy, a lot of great stuff to get into today. A lot of great guy talk to get into today, man. But once we got to do on Monday, we got to bring it back. We definitely got to bring it back at least one more time. You know what I'm saying? Yes! Woo! We got to bring it back. All right, once again, thank you for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Man Talk Monday. Ballas and Bustas, game balls and goats. Whatever you want to call it, man. We're going to talk about all the sports happenings from this past weekend. We'll also talk about whatever's going on in the world of entertainment. Whatever you want to talk about really on the Doug Stewart Show is what we do. Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Spreaker.com. You can follow the show on Spreaker. You can also download the Doug Stewart Show app. But we have a great time. If you're new to the show, man, thank you and welcome. Yes, sir. Welcome to the show, man. Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network on the DougStewartShow.com, once again, as well as Spreaker.com. What you need to do is follow the show on Spreaker. You know, there's a little follow button on the top of Spreaker. You click on that little button, and then whenever I do a show, sometimes I don't do it per schedule. I mean, 99% of the time I do, but I may do a special show or something like that. And so if you follow the show, you're alerted whenever the show goes live. This is a live show right now. This isn't a tape. As of right now, will be after the show is done, and it's a podcast. And then also click on the little chat button, and there's a whole new world of sports chat. I call it Fantasy Island, the Fantasy Island of sports talk, with all my folk, all of the Stewies in said chat room talking about whatever the hell we talk about and whatever else the world is talking about. So on the day, man, we got a couple of great things we're going to do. First of all, if you're a sneakerhead, okay, and you know what a sneakerhead is, you're somebody that loves sneakers. If you're a fan of sneakers, man, I got a huge announcement for you a little bit later in today's show, so stay tuned for that, as well as I got a big announcement on how you can promote and you can work with the Doug Stewart Show for a fantastic rate. I mean, just it's unbelievable. This rate is so unbelievable. If you'd like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, I'm going to tell you a little bit later how you can advertise on the Doug Stewart Show. The price is almost insane, but I'll tell you about it. So we'll do that. Also today, a lot of people have been asking me all week long. I played golf with my brother and a couple other dudes, a couple other my fraternity brothers, and all throughout the round of golf, they kept saying, man, Doug, I love your show, man. You talk about sports. You keep it real like nobody else in entertainment. But, man, one thing that I really, truly love about your show, Doug, is when you bless us with song. When you bless us with song. When you sing, Doug, we absolutely love that. And you said, and you say, Doug, you know, sometimes you come in there and you say you can't sing or your voice is rough today, so you can't sing. But, Doug, we need you to have your voice together and sing. So today, what I'm going to do, man, is it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I am going to sing for y'all today. And I've already got the tune worked out in my mind. I'm going to try to get some production and get the music ready to go. I mean, just off the dome. And I've been kind of singing it in my mind a little bit, but today I think I'm going to go ahead and release it to you and let you hear that. So that's what we're going to do today. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Make sure and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope. We all over the place. Shouts out to everybody on Periscope that was checking me out before the show. You really got to see behind the scenes of what goes on here at the Doug Stewart Show. We had a little issue in studio, and so we had to take care of that. So if you follow me on Periscope, you actually got to see how we handle some adversity behind the scenes, but we got it taken care of. So thank you for following me on Periscope. Every social network that I have, the way you follow me, my username is the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so that's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, as well as Periscope, the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so obviously, man, a lot to get into from the world of sports. Congratulations in a big baller to the great Serena Williams. Wow. I mean, and this is probably the first tennis match that I've watched in a long time from beginning to end as Serena Williams just dominates Garbine Muguruza. I believe that's the way you pronounce the name. Everybody in the world's been messing that damn name up this weekend, not just me. But she dominated, man, this past weekend, winning 6-4 to 6-4. And the second set, man, it was kind of dicey. She had her up, I think she was up 5-1. And then the young lady, Muguruza, made a valiant attempt to try to get back into the thing, but it wasn't enough. So Serena completes the Serena Slam. The second time she's done that, held all 4 majors at one time. She did it back in, I think, 2002, 2003. And the conversation about Serena Williams, man, all weekend long, ever since she did this, was dominance and being one of the greatest women's tennis players of all times. Not just women's tennis players of all times, but tennis players of all times. Not just tennis players of all time, but athletes of all times. And in focus, I guess you could say, winners of all times. I mean, unbelievable what she's done for her career, man. Going to, at some point here, tie Steffi Graf's record for majors won. I mean, she's going to do that the next time. She can tie it. She's got 20 right now. She'll tie Steffi Graf with one more. And she'll pass her. You got to believe. So that's incredible in this day and time and what she's done and the backstory behind the Williams sisters and the dad, Richard, and how he trained them as little kids and took them out of, Compton, California and moved them to Florida so that he could train them. I mean, he did it on his own. They did it their way. And so Serena's going to go down as one of the greatest, some people may say the greatest winner of all time. Thus, today on the Doug Stewart Show, we're going to talk about the top 5 sports winners of all time, shawty. Think about that. There's been a lot of great winners, people that you could put the name a winner behind them because of winning multiple championships and doing it at such a high level that they kind of separate themselves from the pack. And Serena has clearly done that even before this weekend. But now I think she's in like rare air as far as greatest winners of all time. So today on the Doug Stewart Show, once again, the top 5 sports winners of all times. Now, we're not talking about coaches. So we're not talking about Pat Summitt, and we're not talking about Gino Auriemma, anybody like that, or Vince Lombardi. We'll kind of put them, maybe I'll put them in the honorable mention list. That I'll give you a little bit later. That's what I'll do. I'll put coaches in the honorable mention list, but we're talking about the top 5 winners of all times. Now, I always come on here, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I talk about, my top 5 list is impeachable. I mean, it's just perfect. I mean, this is the definitive top 5 and this, that, or the other. This is a little bit difficult here, and a lot of this, man, is really to what you're liking, to what you consider to be the variables of the topic. So I'm going to tell you right now, my list might differ a little bit from yours. You might want to argue with me. You might want to say you're crazy, but I kind of got a crazy type way that I looked at this, but I got the top 5. I'm going to give you my top 5. It's mine. Remember that. That's the big thing in this. Remember, this is my top 5. Don't get upset. Don't get mad at me. Shut up! Shut up, studio audience. Don't get mad at me. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Don't get mad at me if my list isn't what yours. But I'm telling you, I got evidence, and I've got things in place and history and the resume of these people that say that they should be on this list of top 5 winners of all time. So in honor of Serena today, you see the title of the show, Serena Slam for that ass. Yes, sir. Top 5 sports winners of all times. So we'll do that today. We'll talk some NBA. We'll talk about Jordan Spieth, who continues to dominate in PGA on the PGA. Some NBA free agency stuff, kind of follow up to that. Mark Cuban's in the news, still mad as hell at DeAndre Jordan. I mean, that's going to be a minute. That's not going anywhere. What the hell is wrong with Florida State athletes, football players in particular? I mean, damn! I mean, are they football players? Are they boxers? So we'll talk about that story in the news as well. And then we'll read a lot of your chat. And for new people to the show, that's what we do around here, man. A major part of the show is that we read your chat. We get your takes, your sports takes, and keep it moving, all right? So this is the most interactive, most fun, most entertaining sports talk, guy talk show in America. Yes, sir. Yeah. Today is National French Fry Day. Damn, I love me some French fries. My favorite French fries of all times. I don't know. We get back, I'll tell you what my favorite French fries are of all time. We'll talk about the top 5 sports winners of all times. Read your chat. Get into everything that I just disclosed to you just now on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam. All right, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, Man Talk Monday. Let's go, baby. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. The top 5 winners of all times is what we're talking about today. On the Doug Stewart Show in honor of Serena Williams, who just dominated this weekend. And if you saw Wimbledon this past weekend, there was no doubt what was going to happen. Once again, like I said, in the second set, Serena kind of gave the young lady a little bit of life. Her serve wasn't on. I mean, she double faulted so many times in this match this past weekend that it was crazy. I mean, if her serve was on, she probably would have swept this thing in straight games and in 2 straight sets. But struggled with her serve a little bit this past weekend, as I said, but did go on to win Wimbledon, her 20th major all time. So congratulations to Serena Williams. Ball award to the great Serena Williams. And so today, in honor of that, we're going to talk about the top 5 winners of all times. And you can probably guess. There's kind of like, a certain names out there that that are associated with winning and winning a lot of titles. And so I don't think that there's going to be too much discrepancy as far as who those are. Maybe the order a little bit. Once again, this is my order, okay? And it's also what you put a lot of impetus in as far as winners. So we'll talk about that today on the Doug Stewart Show as well. And we'll take your calls and read all of your chat. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yes, Tree, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic. This is Tree, the producer to the Doug Stewart Show, if you're new to the show.
I have a question.
What's up?
Why are you doing a top 5 of athletes and not a top 5 of women athletes, since a woman is the foundation of why we're having this top 5? What's the problem?
I'm glad that you asked that, old woman lib that you are, lady. Because you know why? I actually had that in mind. That was the first thing that I was going to do, was the top 5 women athletes of all times. But the list is kind of sketchy, and it's, once again, I don't know how you even quantify a lot, because a lot of the winners, when people that are quote-unquote winners, are like people that, you know, in sports that you really don't follow to that degree in this country per se. I looked at it, and obviously track athletes and tennis athletes dominate the category. And then get back on. I want to get your thoughts on this, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So you're talking about Jackie Joyner-Kersee. You're talking about FloJo. You're talking about track athletes, and then you're talking about like Martina Navratilova, and Serena and Venus. And I mean, it just wasn't a lot to choose from. That's all. It was nothing against women. I actually love women, Tree. I thought this would be more entertaining, and it was a better conversation that we could pull from it. That's all.
I interviewed Jackie Joyner-Kersee. She came on to my show when I had a show, and I didn't even realize like how phenomenal she is.
Oh yeah,
and
she won gold medals.
I just have a problem with you not. I mean, you might have to go deep and look, but they're out there. They're out there. They might not be African American, but they are out there.
Oh, yeah. That's got nothing to do with that. I mean, they're out there, but it's just, in relative terms, I didn't think the conversation about the top 5 women athletes, the people that I would put in the top 5, would be more entertaining than this particular conversation. Now, women are going to be involved. Obviously, I can tell you right now, Serena's going to make my top 5. And you might even be surprised at what number she finishes in order on my top 5 tree. So just calm down. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. I just think we should have discussions, a little more open discussions or transparency from you, because you're talking about this top 5 and then this whole people at the golf course asking you to sing business.
Right. So we're definitely going to do that today. I mean, we're definitely going to do that. Thank you, Tree. We're definitely going to do that today. I mean, I am going to sing today. Stay tuned for that. As a matter of fact, maybe when we get back from the next break, I'm going to sing. But yeah, that's what I swear to you. God is my witness. I mean, I had on the slate to do top 5 women athletes of all times, and I could have done it. But I looked at all of the possibilities, and I just thought this might have been a little bit more entertaining. But, I mean, we got women in this list. As a matter of fact, once again, like I just said to Tree, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, you might be surprised on where I have Serena ranked as far as top 5 winners of all times. All right, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Jordan Spieth, man. Ball award to Jordan Spieth. Wow. He wins the John Deere Classic going into the Open Championship this week. Congratulations to him, man. He was in a playoff against Tom Gillis, and he did win the John Deere Classic on Sunday. 46-year-old Gillis, who was attempting to become the oldest first-time winner on PGA Tour in 20 years, did take him to that playoff once again. Spieth is the first golfer to win 4 times before the Open since Tiger Woods in 2000. Now you're talking about rarefied air. When you start talking about things that Tiger Woods did and being compared to Tiger, now you're talking about some big things. So it's the 5th PGA Tour win of Spieth's career, coming 2 weeks before his 22nd birthday. Only Tiger Woods with 6 has more tour wins before turning 22 since 1940. So once again, a ball award to Jordan Spieth going into the British Open. And oh my gosh, I mean, he's doing incredible things. So he gets the ball award today on the show as well. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So let me go ahead and tell you right now, your first entry into the top 5. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it because, I'm going to hold it because I'm still debating about the number 5 spot because there's so many great honorable mentions to talk about. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to give you that top 5, the 5th person on my top 5 list of sports winners of all times. I'll do that in the next segment, all right? 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Top 5 sports winners of all times. I played golf this past weekend with a couple of my homeboys, me and my brother. I actually did a periscope from the golf course, and I crushed like a 300-yard drive right down the middle of the fairway. Shut up, I did! It's on video. You can actually go back. You can actually go back and look at all the old periscopes that I did, that I have done ever since I've been doing periscope. So you can go back and check it out. I actually did a periscope from the golf course yesterday. First time I played in like 2 months. Just been so busy and trying to get, perfect this show and get this show to the point where it needs to be. So I hadn't had a lot of time. And also, that track life, man. My daughter runs track, which she had a track meet this weekend again. And track absolutely takes all of your damn time. I mean, like every weekend pretty much this summer, we've been at somebody's damn track meet. She did good this weekend. They came in second in the 4x1. They have already qualified to go to nationals in Jacksonville, Florida. So ball award to my daughter. So that was just a Saturday track meet. So yesterday we didn't do anything, so I had a little free time. So went out and played golf with my brother and a couple of my homeboys, a couple of the bros. Didn't play that great at the end, kind of fell off. Once again, if you don't practice golf, you're going to suck at it. And so that's what ultimately happened. But I had a couple of good rounds, a couple of good holes on yesterday. So did that. Also, Saturday night after the track meet, one of my homeboys, and congratulations to him, Angelo Snyder, for people from my hometown that know him, he's getting married, not this coming weekend, but in 2 weeks. And we had a quasi little guys / bachelor party type thing for him. And it was phenomenal. Went to one of the little shoe modeling establishments. And for people that don't know stew talk, a shoe modeling establishment is a strip club. I mean, you can kind of figure that out. But we went out and saw some pretty ladies model their shoes. Threw back a couple of cocktails and reminisced about him and his life of being a bachelor, which is going to come to an end. So congratulations, Angelo. I'm actually going to the wedding, going to head back to South Carolina for that wedding in a couple weeks. So it was a pretty good weekend, man. How about your weekend? 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I feel so good. My voice is real strong, baby. So I know we're going to sing today. Yes, sir. All right. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Doug Stewart Show. We get back from the break, man. Number 5 on my list of top 5 winners of all times. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad, and being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number 1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! I don't like Johnny Gill. He took my spot on New Edition. One of my favorite songs of all time from New Edition is Can You Stand the Rain? So to pay ode to that famous song, man, I'm going to give you my little rendition of Can You Stand the Rain? On a perfect day,
I know that I can count on you. Ooh. When that's not possible, tell me, can you weather the storm? Then Ralph jumps in. 'Cause I need somebody who will stand. Shut up! Who will stand by me through the good times and bad times. She will always be right there. Hey, sunny days. Everybody has them. And tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? J-Rob, Tree, if you stop Doug singing, we will renege your BPA nomination. Huh? Buster, Doug, I see why you got kicked out. Dude, wait a minute. Back up, Jack. Shut up. Studio audience, y'all are out of control today. I mean, seriously, we're going to talk about this. We're going to have to take y'all into Larry's office after this show. That ninja, you just cracked my damn phone screen. What? Where's all of this coming from? Who's putting y'all up to say these things? Who's putting y'all... Okay, Tree, jump on for a second. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Did you prompt these people to say these nasty things to me on Spreaker.com?
You know what?
I mean, it's jealousy. Tree, we know that you sing. But you don't have to be the only person that can sing, okay? I can see it. What do the kids call it? Hating? Is that what's going on here, Tree? Are you hating on Doug Stewart? Dirty Della.
Oh, my God.
Dirty Della. Oh. Dirty Della. Oh. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Man Talk Monday. Got to do some birthdays here in a second, too. That's another thing we do on the Doug Stewart Show. We have a lot of fun doing that. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Before we even get to birthdays, though, let me talk about number 5 on my list of top 5 winners of all times. And all of this comes from on the heels of Serena Williams winning Wimbledon this past weekend with her 20th major win. So we kind of honored her today by talking about the top 5 winners of all times. Coming in at number 5 on my list of top 5 sports winners of all times is the great Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus, and I'm sure you know the numbers because of all the conversation about Tiger Woods, has 18 majors, all right, 4 more than Tiger Woods. He won 18 majors. He also came in second place 9 times and has 114 wins on the PGA Tour. I mean, that's unbelievable. And now you see how hard it is. Due to the part that Tiger's had a lot of issues off the course, as well as his body's been breaking down. Jack Nicklaus played professional golf for 25 years, competitively for 25 years. So when you're talking about the enormity of what he did and his accomplishments in golf, and for people that don't play golf, man, I mean, it's really more so of a skill thing than talent-wise or athleticism per se, because you've seen golfers out there that aren't great athletes, your John Daly's of the world and cats like that. So you don't necessarily
have to be able to run a 4-minute mile or anything like that or slam dunk with two hands. But, man, the sport is just incredibly trying mentally. And to do the things and win the tournaments that Jack Nicklaus did, man, for so long in 18. Now, you know how dominant Tiger's been throughout his career. And Tiger's 4 behind dude right now. Now, it may be a different time. There may be more staunch competition nowadays, better equipment, better coaching or whatever, but we don't know. All I know is Jack Nicklaus got 18 majors, 4 more than Tiger Woods, which seems like, a mark that you'll never catch. And so Jack Nicklaus comes in at number 5 on my list of top 5 sports winners of all times. All right, 404-382-0338 is number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. This segment is brought to you by Ticket Liquidator. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers to give you the opportunity to attend the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. The goal is to bring you more tickets, better service, and lower prices so that you can be there to witness the best of the world of entertainment, culture, and sports. All right, so for all your ticket and entertainment needs, give my folks at Ticket Liquidator a call at 855-638-3034. Once again, that's 855-638-3034. And make sure and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes, sir. All right, so birthdays today, man. We'll quickly talk about some birthdays before we get back into the sports and we talk about what's going on in the NBA. I guess kind of like the latest and a follow-up conversation on NBA free agency. A couple of things happened this past weekend. But the great Spud Webb turned 52 years old today. Point guard for the Atlanta Hawks, slam dunk champion. Old Spud is 52 years old today. Inspired a generation of small guys for many, many years. So Spud Webb is 52 years old today. Michael Spinks is 59 years old today. I mean, you talk about two of the raggiest mouth jokers you will ever meet in your life. I mean, God bless them. But obviously, their mom and them didn't have a dental plan. So Michael Spinks is 59 years old today. Dante Exum is 20 years old today. Just drafted by the Utah Jazz. I saw him in the Summer League, man. Yeah, he had a real good showing in one of the Summer League games for the Utah Jazz. So happy birthday to Dante Exum. Kendrick Young, you know who that is? That's the actor-comedian that was in the Hangover trilogy, the Korean guy. He's also a physician. I didn't know that. He turns 46 years old today. Happy birthday to him. But did you die? Tree, are you a fan of the Hangover movies, or have you not seen them? Are you such a woman's lib person that you didn't even see the Hangover movies? That's too guy for you?
What are you talking about? I am like the coolest, funnest girl, guy.
Okay, did you see
Ride or die.
Did you see Hangover 1, 2, and 3?
I saw them all, and they should have just left it alone at 1.
I can't remember. They all kind of mesh because it's the same damn story, the same script. But the first one was phenomenal. I really laughed my ass off the first one. Yeah, I did.
They should have just left it alone.
Deborah Cox turns 41 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Cheech Marin for young people.
Deborah Cox is a woman. See?
She what?
She's a woman. You did it again.
Did what?
You said Deborah Cox is 41. Happy birthday to him.
Oh, I did? I'm sorry. No, I mean, I know Deborah Cox. I mean, I don't know too many dudes named Deborah. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Wait. Back up for a second. You've been on my ass today. How about this? Reach down here and grab my piece. I mean,
continuity is important.
First of all, you come on here and I had the conversation with you and railing me about the top 5 topic, and then you come in here and telling me about calling somebody a him or her or whatever. You think I don't know Deborah is a woman? How dare you? I'm nominating you for a Bald Penis Award right now. Tree Taylor
Whatever.
I mean, what's going on? What happened this weekend? Why you feeling yourself this weekend?
I'm the same tree as always. Continuity matters, and
you come up
giving out right information.
You coming out here ruffling feathers. I mean, do you really think that I didn't know Deborah Cox was a woman tree? I don't think I said him. I'm going to go back and listen to this tape.
Well, the chat says differently.
I'm going to go back and listen to the tape. I don't think I said him. Why would I say him to Deborah Cox?
Because you're built to automatically deflect from women.
You know what you built for? You built for this bald penis award. How about that? You actually are. I mean, no pun intended. Built for. Never mind. I mean, so Tree Taylor is nominated for a Boiled Penis Award. Now, if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, you might be like, what the hell is a Boiled Penis Award? In effect, what it is it's the Buster of the Week. All right, in sports, entertainment, and beyond, okay? And so Tree has been nominated, and we do a little ceremony type thing on Friday, and we announced the Boiled Peanuts winner for the week. So Tree has been nominated, and I'm going to go ahead and just take the liberty to put a star by her damn name. She jumping down my throat early today. I mean, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, once again, as I was trying to say, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Cheech Marin turned 69 years old today from the popular, famous comedic duo Cheech and Chong. 69 years old today. They were the men. Cheech and Chong were big in the 70s. You know, I didn't get to see a lot of this stuff, obviously, because there was a lot of adult content. Okay, so for young people that don't know who Cheech and Chong were, they're kind of like the yesteryear version of, what are the guys' name? Keenan and Peele? But those guys are super, super funny. So that's what Cheech and Chong were. They were a duo, these two comedians, and they did their bit together. So Cheech Marin is 69 years old today. And also Harrison Ford turned 73 years old today. Good actor. I'd probably list him as maybe one of my top 10 actors of all times. I mean, what? A couple of my favorite movie series of all times. He was one of the main actors. Obviously, we talk about Star Wars, him being Han Solo. Indiana Jones. He starred in the Indiana Jones movies. What else has he been in? He's been in a ton of great stuff. Clear and Present Danger. So happy birthday to the great Harrison Ford. Yeah. Happy birthday to them. All right, so, I mean, we're up against a break already. When we get back, man, I'm going to tell you number 4 on my list of top 5 sports winners of all times, and we'll get into all of this chat, man. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, top 5 winners of all time. Number 5 on my list was the great Jack Nicklaus. I'll tell you number 4 when we get back, and we'll jump into some of this chat, man, and get some of your thoughts on the topic and everything else going on in the world of sports. All right, Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. This might be one of the greatest beats of all times as well. We're going to get into some of your chat here in a second. And then we'll also talk about the number 4 guy I got on my list of top 5 winners of all times, all in honor of the great Serena Williams, who won Wimbledon this past weekend. 20 majors. She killing them fools. Also, stay tuned to the show, man. In about 15 minutes, man, I'm going to tell you, if you're a sneakerhead, if you're a big fan of sneakers, I got a big announcement for you. Some big things going down in the city of ATL. I'll tell you about that. And also, I'll tell you a way that you can get sponsorship, or you can actually advertise on the Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 15 minutes as well. I mean, it's big things. It's unbelievable. I don't know how we got this pushed through marketing and through sales, but we're going to be offering, commercials and on this show for an unbelievable price. I mean, I'm still shocked at it right now. So we'll talk about that in about 15 minutes. But this segment is brought to you by Pride America. In life, things happen good and bad, and being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place, so what I've done is put my protection in place of the number 1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Pride America. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Pride America's top reps, then call my guy Greg Wynn at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and make sure and tell him that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right, number 5 on my list of top 5 winners, sports winners of all times, was Jack Nicklaus. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the great Magic Johnson. Yes, sir. All right, and simply put, wherever Magic Johnson has gone, dude has won. As a senior in high school, he led his high school team to a state championship. You know, as a sophomore, he won the national championship for the Michigan State Spartans. And in the NBA, he won 5 rings with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, Magic Johnson's been a winner from day one. 5 rings in the NBA, 1 in college, 1 in high school as well. The man's a consummate winner. So he comes in at number 4 on my list of top 5 sports winners of all times. And not only that, he wins in life. He wins in life. I mean, I don't know exactly, and I guess I should have looked it up and seen how much Magic Johnson is worth, and maybe Tree can find that for me quickly. But I'm going to guess Magic Johnson's probably worth close to $1 billion. I mean, so outside of some of the tragedies that he's had to deal with in his life, with contracting the AIDS virus, he's been a winner. He still wins despite that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's incredible. And so Magic Johnson has just been the consummate winner, so he comes in at number 4 on my list. 404-382-0338. is the number to the show. You can also email me to Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me read some of your chat here, and thank you for the chat. I really do appreciate it. From 9-0 the Rhino, he says, baller to Richard. Yeah, baller award to Richard Williams as well. Yeah, I noticed Richard doesn't really show up at the matches anymore, and I don't know what the controversy is behind that. I know that a lot of people in tennis, the tennis purists, don't like Richard Williams because of his outspokenness, and also he took the non-traditional route in training his daughter. So a lot of tennis purists / elitists don't like dude. But he doesn't show up to their matches, to their finals, and I'm not sure if he comes to some, and maybe it's some type of I don't know, tradition or superstition or whatever that he doesn't show up. But he was not at Serena's finals match this past weekend at Wimbledon. So very interesting story on that. Run CNC says, man, Serena's the greatest of all time and the GOAT of having the best yams. And yams are thighs and bunkie. That's what yams are for people that don't know. For Ronald Cameron, according to Mark Cuban, DeAndre's mom was the one who called Cuban, not Jordan himself. Sad? What? Yeah, I'm going to tell you some things Mark Cuban had to say about this a little bit later in today's show, so stay tuned for that. Eugene Jackson, Serena Williams is the Michael Jordan of tennis, just better than anybody else. From Sluggo gave me his top 5 sports winners of all times. Number 1, he has Bill Russell. Number 2, he has Michael Jordan. Number 3, he has Floyd Mayweather Jr. Number 4, he has Tiger Woods. And number 5, he has Serena Williams. And then he's got honorable mention Robert Horry. What does Robert Horry have, like 7 rings from a couple of different teams, the Lakers and the Houston Rockets. I think he even got one with the San Antonio Spurs as well. So Robert Horry, I can tell you right now, did make my honorable mention. Let me tell you this. I also factored in greatness. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not going to put Robert Horry, even though he has more rings, I think, than Michael Jordan. I'm not going to put Robert Horry on my list. I understand what you're saying, but I factored in greatness as well. Like, in relative terms to the history of sports in this country, are they great? Are they phenomenal? And so, yeah, I won't have Robert Horry on my list, but Robert Horry obviously was a tremendous winner and a tremendous player for a long time in the NBA. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Mitchell, he's got Ali, Jordan, Montana, Gretzky, Serena. Now, you got Ali. You got Ali as number 1. I don't have Muhammad Ali as number 1. As a matter of fact, I don't have Muhammad Ali in the top 5. Now, I know you might be saying, wait a minute. He might be the greatest athlete of all times. But I'm also factoring in record. I'm factoring in record as well. And championships. Now, a lot of these boxers, see, in the boxer thing, and this is what I kind of talked about earlier, this is no exact science for real. This is one of those top 5s where it's all about how you look at it, okay? If you look at a lot of boxers, because they move up in weight division, so they'll win a belt in, flyweight, and then they'll win a belt in light heavyweight. So a lot of these boxers got 5, 6, 7, 8 divisions that they've won. Tommy Hearns won a lot of different divisions in boxing when he was in the sport. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao, all of these guys, they have multiple belts or have won multiple belts because they move up in weight divisions. So that makes the whole boxing thing kind of convoluted. Okay, I get what you're saying. Muhammad Ali is probably the most famous and the most beloved athlete of all times, but I didn't put him on my top 5 list. From, who's he got here? Oh, KC. KC says Mayweather. I thought about Mayweather as well, once again, but I don't have any boxers on my top 5 list for the reasons I just talked about. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Ron Lee, I say Serena is the greatest female athlete. End of story. She's 33 and at her best, tennis prime in your 20s. Yeah, and you got to believe that she's going to win another 3, 4. Serena literally could win the next 4 or 5 majors in a row. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. She could do it. She's won 4 in a row. Like, is there anybody out there that you think, that could beat Serena if she's playing her best? No. So I think she should destroy this record by Steffi Graf out there. We'll see. But yeah, I agree with Ron Lee, St. Louis Ron. What up, St. Louis Ron? the greatest female athlete of all time. Now, and we had this back and forth a little bit on Facebook this past weekend, and talking about the greatest athlete. As a matter of fact, I think St. Louis Ron's the guy that came up with that statement about Serena being the greatest female athlete ever. Now, that's a different story in my mind when you're talking about athlete and winner. Okay, Serena, I think a big argument can be made for Serena being the biggest winner of all time, woman's winner of all time, as compared to athlete of all time. Because obviously, when you talk about athletes, you're talking about, once again, Florence Griffith Joyner. You're talking about FloJo. Those are real athletes. Like, they run 4.240s. Or they do the heptathlon, what Griffith Joyner used to do, where she competes in 7 different events or whatever. Athletically, I think maybe I might give the nod to track women in comparison to Serena. Now, Serena's a phenomenal athlete. I'm not saying she isn't, but I think I might give the slight nod as far as athletes to, track and field ladies. And St. Louis Ron, I think, differed on me on that opinion as well. From Brother Babe, is Babe Ruth on that list? Keep listening. From Miss Mocha Bella. Tree, you're going to have Doug sing a Gerald Levert song, Baby Hold On to Me? Oh, Gerald Levert. What's the significance about Gerald Levert today, Tree? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. What's going on with Gerald Levert? And Tree's not paying attention. She's over there picking her nose. From Brian Hill, says, them waffle fries from Chick-fil-A. I mentioned earlier how today is National French Fry Day. Good Lord, I love me some French fries. Almost to a detriment. I don't think, and there's a lot, it's hard to mess up French fries. Remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about National Fried Chicken Day, and I said it's hard to mess up fried chicken when you cook it. It's really hard to mess up French fries. Some places they add seasoning to it or whatever. But, I think the face of French fries is McDonald's French fries, right? Isn't that the face of French fries? Yes, sir! So, number one is McDonald's. And then I could talk about Chick-fil-A. The waffle fries, man, they the bomb. My man Brian Hill said the waffle fries is off the chain. They are off the chain, man. They cook those waffle fries in peanut oil. Did y'all know that? They cook all their things at Chick-fil-A in peanut oil as opposed to the normal, vegetable oil. From Ronald Cameron, he says, Bill Russell has to be number one, 11 titles in 13 years. Keep listening, man. From J. Rob, I can't give Serena the best all-time female athlete. Anybody remember Jackie Joyner-Kersee, FloJo, Cheryl Miller, Cheryl Swoops? And J. Rob's kind of, implying the same things than what I talked about. Athleticism. I think I would give it to one of the track chicks before I would give it to Serena. But we're talking about winners. This category is winners. That's what we're talking about. Doug Jackson. Doug, don't even try to sing Gerald Levert today. You can't. Wait a minute. What's going on with Gerald Levert? Have I missed something with Gerald Levert? Oh. Okay, so. All right, there's an issue with the microphone in Tree's studio, but.
There's not an issue. You didn't miss anything.
What's going on with Gerald Levert?
I don't know. Gerald Levert is deceased.
What's going on?
So I hope there's nothing going on with him.
Well, he's deceased, but why is everybody mentioning Gerald Levert and requesting me to sing a Gerald Levert song? I've got like a ton of post and chat messages here and people asking me to sing a Gerald Levert song. What's going on, Tree? What are you not telling me? Has something happened with Gerald Levert? What's going on with Gerald Levert?
His birthday would have been today, but I have never done birthdays of deceased. I do not do birthdays of deceased.
Whoa. Today would have been Gerald Levert's birthday? Huh?
We don't do would have been birthdays.
That's true, but this would have been a perfect opportunity for me to sing a Gerald Levert song on the show. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm not really prepared today to sing a Gerald Levert song because I'm not in that frame of mind. I had already had my heart set on this particular song that I was going to sing today. So tomorrow, we'll sing a Gerald Levert song in honor of the late, great Gerald Levert. Tomorrow or maybe the next day. But today, I've already got in my heart a particular selection that I'm going to sing for y'all. Stay tuned for that. Yes, sir. Tree, you naughty devil. You tried to keep that little information away from me about Gerald Levert. Come on, Tree. Come on, Tree. Thank you, Stewies. I've got like 30 requests here for me to sing one of Gerald Levert's classic hits. Thank y'all, man. You're welcome. All right, when we get back from the break, man, hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Big news for sneakerheads, and we'll continue my list of top 5 sports winners of all times. All right, don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show, hour number 2 coming up. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Hour number 2, baby. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Man Talk Monday. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room being totally interactive, man. I really appreciate that. Reading all your chat. We're going to get back to the chat here in a second. But I've been kind of teasing it all day, man. If you're a sneakerhead, you know what a sneakerhead is. You love sneakers. Attention all sneakerheads. National Sneakerhead Convention will be held in Atlanta on July 18th, 2015. What is National Sneakerhead Convention, you might say? National Sneakerhead Convention is a buy, sell, trade sneaker convention where sneaker lovers from all over can unite in one setting to buy, sell, and trade some of the most sought-out sneakers in the world. Many sneaker and fashion enthusiasts from all over will be in attendance, and this is a fun event that will have fresh sneaker raffles, free cash giveaways, and more. Come check out National Sneakerhead Convention, which will be held at Shiloh High School on July 18th from 1 to 5 p.m. For vendor or general information, grab a pen. I'm going to give you how You can get down with Sneakerhead Convention. For information, for vendor or general information, follow them on Instagram at National Sneakerheads. That's on Instagram at National Sneakerheads, or call 404-569-9201. Once again, the number is 404-956-9201. Get your sneakerhead ready for discounted tickets. Use promo code Polo Negro. All right? Polo Negro. That's Polonegro. Once again, that's Polo Negro. Use that promo code and get discounted tickets for the Sneakerhead Convention 2015. Yeah. So this thing, from what I understand, is huge. It's huge. So it's going down on July 18th at Shiloh High School. Once again, the number is 404-956-9201. Use promo code POLO, Polonegro, to get discounted tickets for the event. All right. I mentioned also, and that's one of the ads that we've done, one of the first ads that we've done on the Doug Stewart Show, for Fiverr. Have you ever heard of Fiverr? Fiverr. In effect, we are giving you the ability to advertise on the Doug Stewart Show for $5. That's right. For a limited time only, man. Wait a minute. I got to tell you this. For a limited time only, you can advertise on the Doug Stewart Show starting at $5. So go on Fiverr. That's Fiverr. That's Fiverr.com, and just search the Doug Stewart Show, man, and you see all the details about advertising on the Doug Stewart Show, starting as low as $5. Good Lord, have mercy. Like my folks with the Sneakerhead Convention, they just did that for $5. I mean, it's as simple as that. So whether that's your product, your company, an event, anything that it may be, we can do it for you starting out as $5. I mean, who checked off on this? And did we get did this go through the proper channels?
Well, there's some rules for that. It's not like you can only do one time for $5.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's not really, like, we really want to encourage you all to buy more than one $5.
Right, of course.
Because one time is nice.
Right. But 10 times is great.
Right, because you want it to resonate with the listener. So, yeah, if you've got something, a product, a service, anything that you're wanting to promote, send us your submission and via Fiverr. You can't just email me. Yeah. I'm not going to talk to you about this because I didn't sign off on this either. Right. I don't know who signed off on it.
Did Larry do this? I mean, we're advertising worldwide. I mean, we're about to cross 200,000 listens. We're very close to getting 10,000 followers. And I just don't know about this. I'm happy, and shouts out to the Sneakerhead National Convention. Thank you very much for being our very first Fiverr, but my gosh. But guess what?
Do you feel like you're being pimped, Doug?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but thank you to the listeners of the Doug Stewart Show, man. Thank you so much that we do have all this great listenership that we can do this type of thing, man. We give it back to the people.
What do you always say about your name on these streets?
Right. My name is good on these streets. My name ring out on these streets. So, so check us out on Fiverr. That's Fiverr, and advertise your product, your company. Maybe you just want to mention an event like my guys here at Sneakerheads for the National Sneakerhead Convention for $5, starting at $5. Good Lord. That's Fiverr with 2 R's.com.
Do you want me to put a link in the chat?
Yeah, go ahead. All
right.
I mean,
we're going to have to hem Larry up about this.
Yeah, we got to talk to somebody about this. But we're also talking about today the top 5 winners in sports history, all on the heels of Serena winning her 20th major this past weekend. Congratulations to her. Number 5 on my list was the great Jack Nicklaus. Coming in at number 4 was Magic Johnson. And coming in at number 3 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And kind of like the same conversation about that I had with Magic a little bit earlier. Magic won a high school championship, college championship, and also won, 5 rings in the NBA? Kareem actually took it up even another step. Jabbar won 79 games. His record in high school at Power Memorial Academy was 79-2. They won 3 straight New York City Catholic championships. In college, he played 3 seasons at UCLA. They won the national championship all 3 years. And each year as well, he was the most outstanding player of the year. And then in the NBA, he won 6 rings. Oh, yeah, and he's the all-time scoring leader still till this day. So let's review. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let's review. The man won 3 high school championships. The man won 3 college championships. The man won 6 rings, and the man is still the all-time scoring leader in the NBA. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar comes in at number 3 on my list. And I promise you, it's got nothing to do with me being a Laker fan. I'm telling you. And you'll be able to know that by the next couple of interests I have at 1 and 2. It has nothing to do with that. Look at Kareem's resume. He deserves to be on this list, and I've got him at number 3 as the top 5 sports winners of all times. Yes, sir. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can give me a call, old school style, or you can just hit me up on the chat line on Spreaker.com. Speaking of which, Ron Lee says Mayweather, Bill Russell, Edwin Moses, Cael Sanderson, and Tiger before the booty took over is his top 5. I don't think he has it in a particular order. Maybe that was the order that he has. From Stagger Lee, I got to review Stagger Lee stuff. Stagger Lee says, I'm in this snitch like Eddie Long, Michael Sam, and Carl Lewis. What does that mean, man? What does that mean, Stagger Lee? Why are you putting Carl Lewis and Michael Sam and Eddie Long in the same group? Eddie Mo 2.0 says Bill Russell, number 1, Jordan, number 2, number 3, Serena, number 4, Floyd Mayweather, number 5, Michael Phelps, an honorable mention, Muhammad Ali, Tiger. See, he's got Floyd Mayweather. Somebody else had Mayweather in it a little bit earlier as well. And it was tough for me to try to do the boxers once again for some of the reasons that I mentioned. But if you got Floyd Mayweather in there, you should definitely have in Rocky Marciano, right? Shouldn't you? Rocky Marciano retired undefeated. He has, as of right now, 1 more win than Floyd Mayweather Jr. So, if you got Floyd in there, you should put Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano. He kicked Joe Lewis's ass. From Miss Mocha Bella, we got to talk about Florida State. Devin Cook went to my high school, top player in Florida. We'll get to that. I promise you, in the next segment, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about NBA free agency, some of the comments by Mark Cuban, and also we'll talk about Florida State's Devin Cook, man. Just unbelievable. Eugene Jackson says, Jimbo Fisher, you really think your football team going to stay out of bars? If you've heard that, well, I'll talk about that when we do get into that Devin Cook story out of Florida State. J.B. Jennings says, what would your boys at Florida State? I guarantee Jimbo don't kick Dalvin off the team. The boy's a monster, whereas DeAndre was expendable. DeAndre Johnson, that story. Ronald Cameron's top 5. He says number 1, Bill Russell. Number 2, MJ. Number 3, Kareem. Number 4, Tiger. And number 5, he's got Floyd Mayweather. That's your list. That's fine. From Sandman, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Ball award to Keith Thurman as well. Took care of business against Luis Collazo this weekend, which he was getting his ass kicked. That's another story. From Ronald Cameron, Thurman is a good fighter, and he showed some toughness after taking that vicious body shot, but he's not ready for Floyd. And that's part of the game. If you saw the post-fight, I actually DVR'd it. If you saw the post-fight, he was talking trash to Floyd. That's what boxers do. I don't take offense to that. I don't say, he shouldn't be talking trash or whatever. That's how they promote their fights. That's how they promote the sport, is by talking trash about the next guy up for them, presumably. Yeah. From Star-Lord, shout out to all the shoe models paying for tuition. Yes, sir. And they were paying for tuition this weekend, man. 9-0 the Rhino, all the girls at Foxy Lady have tats covering their C-section scars, but I still love it. Laugh out loud. Shouts out to Foxy Lady, man. All right, when we get back from the break, more of the top 5 sports winners of all times. And we'll talk some NBA free agency, I guess fallout, as well as FSU's still having issues with players and bars, man. Unbelievable. All right, so don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, yeah. And I might even sing when we get back. Yes, sir. I'm feeling it. I'm going to tell you right now. Just stay tuned to the show. I mean, we going to sing. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Man Talk Monday. Ballas and Bustas, Game Balls and Goats, top 5 sports winners of all times. So stay tuned for that. I'll tell you number 2 on my list here in a second. When I tell you number 2, I might as well just go ahead and tell you number 1 as well, because you know who it is. So stay tuned for that on the Doug Stewart Show. Number 5 on my list was Jack Nicklaus. Number 4 was Magic Johnson. Number 3 was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I'll tell you who's number 2 here in a second. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Andre Bargnani signs a 2-year deal, or is going to sign a 2-year deal with the New Jersey Nets. Former number 1 pick in the NBA draft. I mean, just absolutely stealing money. And also the Oklahoma City Thunder matched the $70 million offer sheet to Enes Kanter. You remember they picked him up in the, I think before the trade deadline this year. It was an integral part of their team. Ton of injuries last year, obviously. No Kevin Durant. Westbrook was hurt, beat up a lot of times as well. But that's pretty much one of the top centers in basketball right now. You got a bunch of foreign guys that are 7'2" something that have a little bit of skill. And you talk about Enes Kanter, and you talk about Timothy Mozgov, Bargnani now. I mean, these guys, they're kind of running the center position in the NBA. And I never thought in a million years that I'd see that or say that. But they kind of are, man. So congratulations to him. He's going back to OKC. And also, Mark Cuban kind of responding to DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan put out on his Twitter account, he says, I want to publicly apologize to one of the best owners in the world, at Mark Cuban, the Dallas Mavericks and their fans. And then he followed that up with another tweet that says, I'm humbled by Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban's kindness and understanding. I'm sorry to have a change of heart. And then on Saturday, Mark Cuban wrote back on the social media messaging application Cyberdust. I think he actually owns that. When is an apology not an apology, ? When you didn't write it yourself. Next. So Mark Cuban, he's salty about this, but also in the same stories that you read, he's saying, man, this is business. He's not mad. He's going to move on. Things happen like this. He says, quote, I pick my nose at the table. I don't give a F about etiquette, Cuban said. It's not about etiquette. Look, guys, ish happens, right? This is business. This is the real world. You move on. There's lots of guys that haven't played for the Mavericks that are in the NBA. So kind of sort of taking the high road a little bit just now, but not really. He's mad as hell, and I think he has all right to be mad. Once again, I really don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on this whole subject. I talked about it all last week, obviously, when the story hit, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. DeAndre Jordan shouldn't have did what he did. I mean, he shouldn't have did what he did. I mean, that's breaking, I don't know, at least 30 man laws and telling this guy and telling the Dallas Mavericks organization that he was going to do something and then putting them in a horrible situation by backing out at the last minute. I think that was bad business. But at the end of the day, man, it's his life. He got to be happy. And it's about $8 million more. So you can't be mad at a guy for that. But it was definitely handled the wrong way. And once again, word is bond. That's all you got as a dude is your word. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Florida State running back Dalvin Cook was arrested and charged Friday after punching a woman in the face outside of a bar in June. And is actually looking at his third strike as a member of the FSU football program. So a couple of these stories weren't even talked about, but he's currently serving an indefinite suspension and was charged with criminal mischief last October for participation in a BB gunfight in 2014 that damaged several vehicles. And on July 25th, 2014, the city of Tallahassee Animal Services cited for the mistreatment of 3 pit bull puppies. Huh? And allegedly he had these 3 pit bull puppies like tied up by these big ass chains or whatever. I don't know the details, but they cited him for animal cruelty. And now he actually punches a chick in the face before the DeAndre Johnson story actually came out. What the hell is going on at Florida State? That's the question I got. Like, really? Seriously? Are you kidding me? If you tie in Jameis Winston, you tie in DeAndre Johnson, now this? What? Like that can't be a coincidence. Like, is this some type of bet going on inside the Florida State locker room on who can get in the most trouble or who can do the dumbest thing? I just don't get it. Unbelievable to me when this story came out, man, knowing what the Florida State program and some of its players have done or been accused of over the last couple of years. And now Jimbo Fisher's talking about not letting the players go to bars. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how you're going to tell a grown man he can't go to a bar if he's of legal age to get in said bar, nightclub, or lounge. I don't know how you stop that. I don't know. This is a tough situation because a lot of the blame is going to be placed at the Florida State program and Jimbo Fisher. But once again, I mean, how can you monitor, for the most part, grown men or grown young men in doing the right thing and not doing something stupid? I just don't get it, man. But a lot of turmoil going down there at Florida State, and it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm trying to figure in all of this stuff, and there's no video like there was with Johnson. That would only inflame the story even more. But I can't imagine something that a woman could say to me to make me want to slug her in the mouth or to hit her in the face. I just don't know. And maybe that's just upbringing or parenting or whatever. I don't know. I have no clue, but it can't be. It's an amazing coincidence that with all the issues that these players have had at Florida State, that these guys would do something like this, man. Just unbelievable. What are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougscrewshow.com. From Vince Wright, says Magic don't have HIV anymore. Magic is worth $750 million. Yeah, I don't know about how you can't have, HIV anymore. And we've heard the stories. I actually saw a story a couple of days ago. Magic Johnson was actually giving blood. Huh? I didn't know that's how it worked. I didn't think that's how HIV and AIDS worked. But, hey, God bless him. From Vince Wright, Richard is nuts, but he did a hell of a job raising these two. I'm talking about Richard Williams. From Thorny Switch, Richard is nuts. He just has no time for the pilgrims and the shenanigans. From Clay Davis' Sheed Advisor, Richard Williams was a visionary to make two girls from Compton to the top of the tennis world. Yeah, I mean, just the non-traditional route. I mean, that's an understatement. What Richard Williams did with these two young ladies, man. From Texas Tide, what about Mariano Rivera? Dude was the closer. If you wanted to win, you put in the Sandman. That's a good argument you can make for Mariano Rivera, closer for the New York Yankees. I can tell you right now, though, I don't have him as the greatest winner of all times. And I'll tell you a little bit more on my thinking on how I came up with my list when we get into the last two finalists, the second place and the number one guy on my list. From Grego, I remember when those two girls came on the scene with the beads in their hair. Congrats, Serena. From That Ninja, he says, Doug, if you have multiple team sports on the list and no Tiger, your list is irrelevant and a joke, sir. Greatness translates to the amount of coverage given. From Thorny Switch, we'll just disagree on that one. Richard is far from crazy. He's well aware of what kind of world this is. Yeah, I guess what I would say about Richard Williams is he's crazy like a fox. And don't think he's not smart. Don't think he's not intelligent. From Don't Know, from Texas Tide, Don't Know, probably to Science. Haha, I just saw over the weekend they were talking about him, and it showed a clip of him giving blood. I talked about that just now before I read that message from Texas Tide. From Fatboy McCoon, number 5 on this list is Michael Jordan. Number 4, Phil Jackson. See, I didn't have coaches in my list. Number 3, Tiger Woods. Number 2, Derek Jeter. And number 1, he's got Bill Russell. More of your chat here, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Tell you what, we get back from the break, I'll go ahead and I'll talk about, I think I'll get into my number 2 and my number 1 on my list for top 5 sports winners of all times. And then I might go ahead and do this singing for you today, man. I'm really feeling good, man. I'm feeling great today, man. So stay tuned for the Doug Stewart Show, man. Stay tuned on today's selection. I think I'm going to kill y'all with this one. I mean, I'm going to kill you with this one. Yes, sir! Oh, man. Yeah, I just sat back just now in my chair thinking about this selection that I'm going to do for y'all, man. So, don't go away. Up next on the Doug Stewart Show, man, I sing for the people. I'll tell you right now, I think I'm going to do it this segment. Yeah. And we'll finish up the top 5 sports winners of all times. Read more of your chat. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, What I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! This is your boy Doug Stewart, one half of the Two Live Stews. Check out my brand new daily show and podcast that airs live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Spreaker.com. That's the Doug Stewart Show daily at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Spreaker.com. Or check out the podcast anytime, 24/7. If you're not stewing, what in the world are you doing?
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, now, this is a ribbon in the sky. This is Stevie Wonder. So I got to do this justice, man. So y'all sit back, relax, and take this in, man. We miss you, Stevie. R.I.P., brother. Oh, he's not dead? My bad. Actually, that makes it a lot better. For all the ladies out there that listen to TDSS. Oh, so long for this night I prayed that a star would guide you my way to share with me this special day, where a ribbon's in the sky for our love. If allowed, may I touch your hand, and if please, may I once again, so that you too will understand. And there's a ribbon in the sky for our love. Do-do-do. This is not a coincidence, and far more than a lucky chance. But what is that what is always meant is a ribbon in the
sky for our love. Love we can't lose. With God on our side, we'll find strength. And each tear we cry, from now on, it will be you and I, and our ribbon in the sky. Ribbon in the sky, a ribbon in the sky for our love. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Tree. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Why?
That's why Larry wants us to do Fiverr, because the value.
Wait a minute. Why do you have a double gauge shotgun, a double barrel shotgun, put in your mouth when we just finished and came back from break? Why do you have a double barrel in your mouth? What's going on, Tree? Matter of fact, where'd you get such a big gun from? And what's the problem? You got some issues? What's going on? Something wrong at home? What?
Really don't do that. And I mean, if I do, you're making it worse.
What are you talking about?
I'm supposed to be coming in here and it's supposed to be better. I'm doing what I love to do, what I was created for. And you used to be doing what you were created for.
What do you mean I used to? What I did just now, when you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, thank you very much for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show.
Where's that song coming from?
That song was actually, me and my wife are going to celebrate 20 years of marriage this year. I didn't tell a story on this. I didn't tell a backstory. Me and my wife are going to celebrate 20 years of marriage this year in August. And so we were looking at a video of our actual wedding, and I just remembered that song actually was our wedding song. And I said, and so as an ode, and maybe we'll replay it the actual day of our wedding anniversary, but as an ode, it was such on my heart that I said that I'm going to sing that for the listeners, man, for the Stewies. And I did
but
it.
Let's talk
and
about
I did that. And I did that. I did that. So
let's
thank you.
Let's talk about the video, Doug. The video. In said video, who was singing the song? Was it you? Was it someone maybe y'all hired to sing it? What about that video made you decide to now come in here and waste airtime?
I didn't have that particular person that sang the song in my wedding available to me. So what I did is the next best thing. Okay? I couldn't get Trey Songz. I couldn't get Usher. So then I got me, the Doug Stewart Show, Doug Stewart, which is almost as good as Trey Songz and all of them cats and R. Kelly.
Is your wife listening? Because
I told her to listen.
Then it might be 19.5.
I told her to listen. I told her to listen.
Help us.
I told her to listen, and I had something special for her today. And so there you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tree. I mean, for some reason, I kind of feel something going on with Tree today. You're welcome, man. Thank you so much for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I really do appreciate it. Now, let me go ahead and finish this up today. We've been talking about everything from the past weekend and sports, entertainment, and beyond. I actually was able to bless you with song. You're welcome for that. Shut up! What's the matter with you? They're actually booing at Tree. Tree did something back there, throwing some type of shade, so the studio audience is mad at her. And we've also been talking about the top 5 sports winners of all times in honor of the great Serena Williams, winning Wimbledon this past weekend, her 20th major in a row.
Number 2 on my list. Well, let me review. Number 5 is Jack Nicklaus with 12. Jack Nicklaus with, 20 or 18 majors. He won 114 different tournaments in his professional career in golf. Number 4 is the great Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson won in high school, college, and in the NBA. Obviously, you know about that. Number 3 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He comes in at number 9. And coming in at number 2 is Bill Russell. Now you know about Bill Russell. You know about Bill Russell. The man led the University of San Francisco, who hadn't been a good basketball program since he left, to 3 Final Fours, 2 national championships. He was averaging like 20 and 20. And then you know about the 11 championships in 13 years, in a 13-year period for the Boston Celtics. So coming in at number 2 on my list is the great Bill Russell, 12-time NBA All-Star, 5-time MVP, Olympic gold medalist as well. I mean, so just a consummate winner. And coming in at number 1 on my list of top 5 sports winners of all times is Serena Williams. Yeah. Is Serena Williams. Now, let me tell you my thinking in this. And who says Doug Stewart ain't progressive? I mean, who says that I'm not progressive? I got Serena number 1 for all the reasons that we've been talking about today. Serena Williams has just been dominant for just about 20 years. Her first win, her first U.S. Open win was back in 1999. She's been dominant. She's been dominating. Now 20 wins on as far as majors. You know she's going to pass Steffi Graf. She's going to probably win another 5. She might win 10 more. And at the age that she's doing it at right now, and then in an individual sport as well, as I factored in as well into this whole thing, some of the other guys, or most of the other guys, except for Jack Nicklaus, were all in team sports. Serena Williams is all on her whether she wins or loses. And to be as dominant as she has been throughout her entire career, coming from the background that she has and knowing that she's going to add more major championships to her resume as well, she's made over $70 million in her career. It's just one of the most unlikeliest, most heartwarming stories in the history of sports. And I don't think Serena gets enough credit. So she'll get credit on this show, on the Doug Stewart Show. She'll get credit as the most, the best, the all-time greatest sports winner of all times. Yes, sir. Of all times. I don't think that she gets enough credit. You know, and you can kind of guess and try to speculate on why she doesn't get more credit. But I'm telling you, it's unbelievable what she's done in her career, man. So she's number 1 on my list of top 5 sports winners of all times. In the next segment, what I'll do is I'll talk about a little bit more on how I came up with my list, as well as we'll look at my honorable mention list as well on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. There's a ribbon in the sky for me and you and the listeners to the Doug Stewart Show, man. Yes, sir. Ooh. Oh, boy. That's draining, man. You know, Stevie had kind of like a high voice, so I did that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Shouts out to everybody for all the kind words about my singing. When we get back, we'll wrap up today's show, man, and talk about my honorable mention. And my honorable mention list on the top 5 sports winners of all times. And we'll wrap up today's show. I mean, come on, man. Where else are you going to be entertained like this, huh? Where else? Nowhere else, shawty. Nowhere else. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. Oh, Lord have mercy. Boy, I did that, man. High five to everybody. Yes, sir. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you. So they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Man Talk Monday. All right, so I'm going to read more of your chat. We'll also talk about my honorable mentions for the top 5 sports winners of all time. Thank you for joining your boy today, man. I mean, this is what we do every day. We have fun. You know, kind of look at the light side of sports a lot of times. We don't take ourselves too seriously. I entertain you. I sing for you. I mean, I do whatever it takes to entertain you, and so that's what I do in the Doug Stewart Show. And I see from all the tremendous chat here, man, that you actually love that tune that I sent you. I sung to you a little bit earlier, so thank you so much for that on the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. So let me quickly do this honorable mention, and I see Tree raising her hand here in a second. Let me get to this first. Top 5 sports winners of all time. Number 5, I had Jack Nicklaus. Number 4, Magic Johnson. Number 3, Kareem. Number 2, Bill Russell. And I actually had number 1 when I thought about it. When I sat down and thought about it, number 1 on my list was the great Serena Williams. Now, here are your honorable mentions. I had 4, and these are most of the ones that I've seen all day long in the chat. Floyd Mayweather Jr., whose book isn't finished yet. I think that he's actually going to pass Rocky Marciano and get his 50th win. Roger Federer, Phil Jackson, and here's why I kind of mixed in coaches as well. Phil Jackson, he got 11 rings, something crazy like that. Martina Navratilova, Tom Brady, quarterback for the New England Patriots. Rocky Marciano, Michael Jordan with the 6 rings. Derek Jeter with the New York Yankees, just retired. Bear Bryant, I think they won like 10. No, don't get me the line. They won a ton of championships when he was the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Phil Jackson, I think I already mentioned. Red Auerbach, coach of the Boston Celtics. Vince Lombardi. Joe Montana, quarterback of the New England or the San Francisco 49ers. Roger Federer. Pat Summitt, former head coach of the Tennessee Volunteer women's basketball team. Gino Auriemma, the head coach of the Connecticut women's basketball team. And the great Joe DiMaggio are all honorable mention. They're all honorable mention, man. So once again, I took out coaches in my top 5. I factored in a little bit as far as it being an individual sport. I gave them a little bit more credit than I would for the team sports for obvious reasons. And then I put into the equation as well record and lasting legacy. And Serena is she came at the top of all of those categories for me. And then when you add into the equation as well the backstory, I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible what these Williams sisters, in particular Serena, have done for their careers. Yes, Tree, you have your hand raised.
I'm wondering if you saw Power.
Yes, I did. I did see the great Power.
Well, we maybe need to do a disclaimer first.
Well, I don't want to talk about the details because I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet.
Right.
But I know what you're talking about. Something hit the fan in this past issue or episode of Power. And what are your thoughts about it?
A little soon for me, but epic writing. I want to be on the writing team.
Okay.
It's just good.
Yeah.
It's gotten so much better. I mean.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
And I keep saying it's gotten better too in year 2 of the show. But I think maybe they just had to set the foundation for the show in year 1. And so now they're expanding it a little bit. Then you add in a little bit of 50 Cent. And the show is fantastic. Like, I'm almost thinking I like this better than I like Empire.
Well, they're 2 different shows. And Empire can only do so much on the Plantation Fox Network. So
right. They're on network
there's not
TV.
much they can do. If they were to pull up the reins and go to cable TV, I bet they'd give, it'd be a good competition.
Yeah, you got a lot more leeway, obviously, on cable. So I know when people that did watch the latest episode of Power, they know exactly what you're talking about. Something hit the fan, and we were talking about it earlier off air before we started the show on the phone, and you had mentioned how you don't know where they're going to go from here. I wouldn't be so quick to say that they can't continue to do big things as far as the script, because I remember on The Wire, if you watch The Wire, you remember when they killed Stringer Bell off The Wire? And everybody's like, what are they going to do next? Oh, man, they shouldn't have done that, this, that, and the other. And then The Wire went on to write and produce 3 more just tremendous seasons. So these writers are very talented in this day and time. And so what they did this past weekend was kind of a head scratcher that they would do it at this point. But I'm thinking that maybe they got something, up their sleeve for us.
I just wanted more. I needed more, and I didn't want it to go off. I was happy. It was good. It was good.
It was great. It was great TV. I cannot wait to see next week's episode. Thank you for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. Let me read some more of your chat here, man. From Grego. Grego says, I watched Charlamagne's new show. He definitely gave Monk's Corner a shout-out, but he's got the same TDSS kids on a field trip to his show, too. They jeer just like they do here. What? Those kids went on a field trip to Charlamagne's show? Wow. Now, for people that don't know the name Charlamagne, they might be new listeners to the show, and I've talked about this before, but one of my homeboys is big radio personality in New York City. The Breakfast Club is the name of his show, and he's actually got his new show on TV, on MTV, I think, and it premiered this Friday. I haven't seen it. I DVR'd it, but congratulations to him, man, doing real big things.
Well, he ain't my friend, and I got something to say about big things. Okay, I'm not going to do it. I don't like the way you're looking at me.
So what's being kind of insinuated here from Grego is that they steal it from the Doug Stewart Show. Let me see first. Let me watch the episode first and see if they straight ripping the Doug Stewart Show, which a lot of people have been ripping the Doug Stewart Show, with bigger budgets. We kind of talked about that last week. So let me see it first before I slam my homeboy. And I mean, I probably still
let
want
me slam his ass.
Right, because I'm not going to do it. I mean, he's my homeboy, so I'm not going to do that.
But I can. I'm from Detroit, damn it.
From Andre Elam. He says, Usain Bolt is straight, but the great Carl Lewis is the best track and field athlete of all time, in my opinion. From Clay Davis's Sheed advisor. People think the problems at FSU is did I not put Carl Lewis in my honorable mention? Which, I mean, I easily could have put Carl Lewis in the top 5. Once again, this was very tough. I'm not even going to say mine was perfect, my list, because there's just been so many great athletes that we could put in the top 5 list of sports winners of all times. From Clay Davis' Sheed advisor, people think the problems at FSU is isolated, then you're completely blind. Plenty of college athletes have done the same thing. It's just that they haven't been caught yet. From Stagger Lee, Usain Bolt should be number one. I don't think I put Usain Bolt on there as well either. Sorry about that, Usain. He goes definitely on the honorable mention list. From Thorny Switch, are there other kids getting in trouble at FSU that we don't hear about? I ask because 2 team members does equal in team in my book. I feel like the media is dogging them. They couldn't blame Jesus, but they couldn't blame Jameis. I'm sorry. From Ronald Cameron, one last thing about Floyd. He's been the best fighter in the world since 2004. Amazing. Andre Elam. I'm a huge FSU fan. Roger, we got a problem at FSU. Ninjas don't know how to act in bars. They are too used to being in the bars in the first place. From J.B. Jennings, FSU players in the news every week. Reminds me of when Urban Meyer was at Florida. That's right. When Urban Meyer was at Florida, they were going crazy. But you know what? I still don't think, even when Urban Meyer was at Florida and they had all those issues with players getting arrested and things like that, it wasn't to the degree of punching a woman in the face. I don't remember those type of stories or whatever. It was bad at Florida, but I don't remember it being as this bad with maybe more high-profile players. Obviously, when you put Jameis Winston into the mix, I don't remember anybody at the University of Florida with the cachet of Jameis Winston that got into this type of trouble and accused of the things Jameis Winston was, and then now prominent players on the team getting kicked off for hitting women in the face. I don't remember that. From Ronald Cameron, I can put Marciano on my top 5, or I can't put Marciano on my top 5. He beat some great fighters, Lewis, Walcott, and Charles, but they were well past their prime when he fought them. But I would put him in my honorable mention. A lot of people will argue, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, that they wouldn't put Floyd in their top 5 because, quote, unquote, Floyd picked his opponents. I don't agree with that, but some people would make that argument. From Uncle Mike, when Kareem was a freshman, you couldn't play varsity. His JV team smoked the varsity team at UCLA, the defending national champs. Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? When Kareem was a freshman, and I've heard this before, and I didn't mention it when I talked about Kareem being number 3 on my list. When Kareem was a freshman, the reason why he only has 3, national championships in college basketball, as I mentioned before, is because as a freshman, he couldn't play on the varsity. But on his JV team, they beat the varsity who won the national championship that year. That's all you had to know, man. And maybe I should have put Kareem at number 1. Damn, Gina. Incredible. From Jose Negron, Walter Payton, Deion Sanders, Jordan, Ali, and Carl Lewis, honorable mention, Bo and Herschel. You got Walter Payton on your top 5 list of winners of all time? They got one Super Bowl. And I know Jackson State didn't win no championship. Maybe in the SWAC. From J.B. Jennings, Keith Thurman looked shaky, but he's still repping Florida, so he's good with me. Let's see. From Cornelius Small, he's saying that from the gonads, not from the gut. Yes, I did. Yes, thank you. I did. I guess they're talking about my singing. Fat Boy McCoon says BPA the Tree for hating constantly on Doug. It don't matter who sung it, Tree. Doug did it better. Yes, sir. Thank you, Fat Boy McCoon. See, now this is why I sing. From Ronald Cameron, anyone who believes Doug singing is good. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. I mean, I couldn't understand what he was saying that one. From J. Rob, question him, Tree. I vote for Tree's BPA nomination to be reneged. I don't know what that means. Chico the Alpha. That's right, Doug. You better than them. Clay Davis' Sheet advisor. Doug walking around with 5 Heartbeats outfit on. Yes, sir. I did have on a 5 Heartbeats outfit when I sung that today. From Chico the Alpha. Don't take that ish, Doug. Tree can get shot too, damn it. I've really come close to shooting Tree, but then I says no. I love her. She's like my little sister. I love her to death, and she does a lot for the Doug Stewart Show, so I'm not going to shoot her. But, I mean, she's in getting shot territory. That's all I'm going to say.
Plus.
Yes? Plus what?
Plus, I'm from Detroit, damn it.
Plus, she's from Detroit, damn it. Plus, I'm from Detroit, damn it. From K3000 says, just woke up and there's nothing more brilliant than waking up to the hits. You're welcome, K3000. Al the Bandit. Wow, I mean, this is great. I'm going a little bit over, but I need to read these chat messages praising me for my singing. From K3000, or from Al the Bandit, says, props to your singing coach, sir, the Mike Krzyzewski of singing coaches. Miss Mocabella says, yeah, Doug. From Star-Lord, he says, I'm calling Peter. Doug is killing. Okay, let's move on. From Cornelia Small, nights like this, I wish that raindrops will fall. Yes, I guess he's comparing me to one of the 5 heartbeats. I mean, that's an honor. From Miss Mocabella Tree, I told you to have Doug sing Gerald Levert. Would have sung that better. Well, I still got time. I mean, I don't know if I can sing it better, but I'll sing it probably tomorrow.
This is a talk show. I'm not a damn DJ.
From Clay Davis's Sheed advisor, Doug sounding like Eddie King Jr. Before they kicked him out of the group. 5 heartbeats. Yes. Thank you. Wiley B., I'm in tears. I'm driving to ATL and cutting. All right. From Vince Wright, Stevie is now. Ron Lee, the song makes you want to drink a double shot of antifreeze. Why would you drink a double shot of antifreeze? Chico the Alpha, put your lighters in the air. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I nubbed you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Man, thank you for tuning in today to the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, man, I really do appreciate it. It's days like this, man, where I hear your praises over singing and the content of the show. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it, man. And I'll probably sing something for you again tomorrow, man. I mean, I've got Gerald Levert on my heart right now. Yes, sir. All right, shouts out to all of the Stewies in the chat room for all of the great chat, all of the conversation, man. Tell one person about the Doug Stewart Show. Just tell one person. TheDougStewartShow.com. TheDougStewartShow.com. And I really would appreciate that. Thank you, Stewies. Shouts out to the Tree of Life, producers to the Doug Stewart Show, and resident hater, as well as Waterhead Walter, Dwayne Bassan, Gerald Oliveri, my engineers to the show. Check out BlackVibes.com. Shouts out to Pink Gator for this track. Yes, sir. Check out pinkgator.com. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.